So welcome to Psychology 451, which is Introduction to Neurophysiological Psychology. It's a course that's going to examine the relationship between, our thoughts and our perceptions and our cognition and our behavior, and the underlying, neurophysiological, underpinnings of all those, complex sort of psychological processes. It's followed, this course, actually, by a course that's now got its own course number, Psych 452, which is Advanced Neurophysiological Psychology, which I would highly encourage anybody who's interested in this topic to check out, because we involve actual current graduate and undergraduate students from Oregon Health and Science University, OHSU, and we tour, sometimes live, face-to-face, the Oregon National Primate Research Center, and meet up with researchers, current PIs, principal investigators, but also grad students and postdocs also, who talk about their research, and you have the opportunity to ask all sorts of questions. And sometimes we're going to do this actually virtually, where we'll have a panel that'll be kind of through Zoom, etc., for you to ask questions as well. So the goal of this particular class, the intro class, is to introduce you to the structure and function of the nervous system, both the central nervous system, or the CNS, the brain and spinal cord, but also the peripheral nervous system that we'll be talking about this first week. Also some methods, some techniques that are used to study the brain and behavior. This is actually rather critical because, what we know, what we can, learn, the questions that we can ask is, highly dependent on the availability of specific techniques. And a lot of these techniques, including imaging techniques, anatomical techniques, genetic techniques, are going to have some significant, drawbacks or limitations, as well as benefits. So I want you to leave here with a strong critical understanding of what these techniques are capable of revealing and what they leave out, and we're then going to ultimately circle back to some specific cognitive functions, including, I think, this term attention, various forms of attention, both internal sort of rumination, but also selective, external attention, and emotion and feeling in the brain, that are currently under study. So for this class, it's very, very important that you, click on each week, of the course. You see week 1, week 2, week 3, etc. in the table of contents online. But then also, extremely important then to click on each of the subheadings here to the subsections. So under week 1, for example, you can see click me, important course information. So click on that, and that'll expand out for a whole list of materials that you'll need to take a look at. And then you go, join Zoom class, and click on that, and that'll expand out with more details. And then introduction to the nervous system, that'll expand out. So really important that you click on each individual subsection to see the full raft of resources, see what we're going to be kind of going through each week. So please read, watch, post, and explore the various materials and links under each of these week sections. And then we'll have a weekly discussion forum too, where your posts will be due by late Thursday each week. I did want to make a quick pitch for these Zoom sessions. They're actually terrific opportunities to consider topics, for each week, to look at, all sorts of extraordinary, anatomical specimens, 3D printed brains, to chat with fellow students about course material. Attendance is highly recommended at these weekly Zoom sessions, but if you're unable to join us, and I understand, this is a very complicated time in which we all live, these sessions are also going to be recorded and posted here on D2L. So I just want to thank you for actually taking this class. I'm very excited about discussing the brain and behavior with you, and learning about your interests, and what you already know to a large extent about, neurophysiological psychology. We all have brains. And thank you again for taking the class, and I'll see you soon.